Here's 5 possible closing day surprises, how to deal with them if they happen, better yet, how to avoid them entirely. After the often long process of searching for the perfect home, successfully getting under contract, and getting everything done that needs to get done before closing day, the last thing you want is any issues in the final hours before you become the official owner of your new home. Unfortunately, there's always a chance for surprise issues to pop up on closing day. Most closings go off without a hitch, but every now and then, life decides to throw you a curveball. Here are the 5 most common last-minute issues and how to deal with them. Number 1, a year's worth of trash at the curb. If you head over to the house for your final walkthrough on closing day and you see a line of trash bags, or even worse, large items that wouldn't fit in a trash can and won't be picked up on a regular trash day, think furniture, you might want to make sure it's going to be picked up by the trash collectors before you sign on the dotted line. Once you own the house, you own the trash at the curb, and you are the one that's going to have to deal with it if the garbage truck won't take it away. Ask the owner to hire someone to swing by and haul it off before closing. If you need to close as soon as possible and they can't get it out quickly enough, ask your agent to negotiate a holdback on the seller proceeds with escrow for the amount needed for you to hire a removal service on your own. Number 2, the seller hasn't moved out yet. Sounds crazy, but it definitely happens. Sometimes sellers underestimate how much time they need to pack up and move, and the buyers will find them still in the house, desperately trying to pack in time for closing. If it looks like they're going to be able to get it done in a few hours, your agent can ask escrow to hold off on releasing for recording until they get the okay from you. Just make sure that you do get another visual on the property after they've moved out to make sure there was no damage done in that last-minute moving rush. If it looks like there's no way they'll be out in time for closing and they may still need a few more days, you might want to do an extension on close of escrow. If you absolutely need to close that day for financial reasons or because your loan lock is going to expire, you can agree to a post-possession rent-back period with the seller. Your agent can help negotiate the rent-back amount that you'll be paid daily, as well as the terms of the agreement and the date the seller needs to be out. Number 3, the seller took something they were supposed to leave behind. This one can be tricky because sometimes it's accidental, and sometimes it may have not been so accidental. So, for example, you may have requested that all the appliances remain with the property at close, and the seller may have agreed in the original contract. By the time moving day rolls around, the seller forgets, and the movers take the appliances to the new home. This is a more extreme example, but it does happen. If it was an honest mistake, the seller will likely realize their error and be quick to agree to a solution, such as a closing credit for replacement of the items. If you're doing a pre-walkthrough a few days before your closing because the seller has already moved out, you might be able to negotiate replacement of the items so that they'll be there on closing day. Number 4, the seller didn't fix something they agreed to repair. Ideally, the owner will forward proof that they repaired or replaced any agreed upon inspection items prior to closing date. Whether they did or not, you do want to make sure that they fixed or replaced everything that was promised and that it's all working properly before you head into closing. If you find something wasn't replaced or repaired, you can ask for money to be held in escrow so you can take care of it once you close on the house. Or if it's a major issue that might turn into a bigger expense than expected, you might be better off having your agent negotiate an extension on closing until it's been resolved. Number 5, escrow doesn't have the closing funds. If you are paying in all cash or if you're financing, it's best to arrange your signing and the funds being wired to escrow prior to closing day. That way, when closing day rolls around, they're ready to go, and all they need is the okay from your agent or from you to go ahead and release for recording. However, if that doesn't happen and they don't have all the funds on closing day, you definitely want to keep an eye on it, and hopefully your agent is doing that for you. Sometimes the lender might be waiting until that day to actually send the funds, oftentimes, and if that happens, that's okay. You just want to make sure the funds get there early enough that escrow can release in time for recording that day. So, there it is. If you have any questions, give me a call, 702-326-9703. I'm Andrea Seymour with Reside the Real Estate Company in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day, guys. Bye.